a Spoony is somebody who has to really ration their energy because of physical or mental illnesses or disabilities. So, we're all Spoonies. Yay! Yay, Spoonies. And Moonies are fans of Sailor Moon. Who's a Moonie? Woo! Okay, so, also while we're waiting on this, who saw the Sailor Moon Super Live show that came to town recently? Yes! So we're going to talk a little bit about that, but, slides still. Yes. Yeah, they didn't manage. They came to Japan. I live in Japan, and they came to Japan last weekend, and I'm super jet lagged because I stayed for that. But they also sold all the stuff really fast. They were not super good at. They're great performers, not as good at rationing their marketing. All right, so we're gonna start with a sing-along of a song that I think most of you all know. So please join us in singing. No.
I tried, guys.
Load. We might know the song.
PowerPoint.
Let's just start that music. The song is the Sailor Moon theme song, Moonlight Densetsu. So we're gonna start this off right, and hopefully the lyrics will show up there eventually. We're going to talk about Sailor Moon musicals, which in fact have been going on for over 30 years. Hey! Woo! Let's head on the next slide. So, as you can see, it's been going on for a very long time. Those are all kind of the individual musicals, and they also did like revised versions of some of the earlier ones. So we have what's called Bandai Era, which is when Bandai owned the rights to Sailor Moon musicals, and they did a bunch for like 15 years or so. Uh-oh. Did I still have mic? Okay, good. And so we had 4 main actors, and we're going to talk through each of those because they all had very distinct eras. And this is fun because Bandai got really creative and invented new villains, new cute children to hang out with you, new storylines. Yeah, new senshi. Mm-hmm. It's quite exciting. And then they said, we're going on hiatus. And then they said, we're going on hiatus, and that shattered all of us. And then 13 years later, they're like, actually, Nelke now bought the rights to this, and they're making musicals. And so they went through and made 5 of the 5 seasons. And they also had some fun twists in them. And then they went on to Nogi Zaka 46. Then in this great costume style, so many ruffles and sequins, I love it. I hated it and then I love it. And yeah, so many sequins. And so then they have done with 5 different casts essentially the same musical 5 times. And then we had what a lot of us are going to be wearing tomorrow, I think still owned by Nelke, but they did the Princess Kaguya's Lover and some other things, and that cast is the cast that was touring with the Super Live show. So we'll also talk about that. So let's go on to the next slide, and we will discuss. So, Bandai musical. Does anyone want to talk about this slide? Got it? Go for it. So we're going to go through each of the moons, but this is just our summary slide.
Okay, so the Bandai musicals were running while the anime was on. And so we had the 4 moons. The first one was Anza, who was there through the entire run of the original anime, plus an extra year, I think. I believe they were supposed to end at Stars, and then they got to keep going, and they all got really emotional. Yeah. It was adorable. And then after Anza left, they refreshed the entire cast, and then we had Harumina, who played Moon. She was around for a year and a half, 2 years?
Yeah, about that.
And then we had Miyuki, who was our 3rd moon. She also was around for like a year and a half, 2 years.
I think closer to 2.
Yeah. And then the last one during the Bandai era was Kuroki Marina, who was there for almost as long as Anza. She was there for quite a while.
Yeah, I think she did.
She was like 2001 to 2005, I think. Yeah, she actually was cast when she was 12. So that was interesting. Yeah.
She grew a lot through the musicals.
She really did. At the beginning, her acting was mainly shouting.
But she was cute.
She was so cute.
All right, so on to the next slide. Let's talk about Anza. Woo! There's one of the things that Anza's era is really known for is the wigs were awful. The costumes got better, but one thing that's interesting that Bandai Mu set the stage for is that kind of in this style of Kabuki and No, the costumes were huge and exaggerated and flashy and shiny, whereas the sets were kind of just stairs and platforms. They got a little bit more fancy in the sets and a little more no, they were never understated in later, but the sets got a little fancier over time, but it was sort of in that bare bones stage plus really shiny costumes the whole way through. And they started out, the main cast started out as from a idol group, Sakurako Club. You've probably never heard of them, but they were like a voice acting idol group that a lot of them came from then.
Yeah, I think it was supposed to be like a voice acting type, like of Onyanko Club, but it did not really take off. They tried.
What was fun about these also is because they were running at the same time as the anime and the manga, the directors and writers didn't know what the end of the season was going to be. So they often came up with really creative solutions to like Kayla Knight was the big bad. We didn't know about Mistress Nine. And then they got to the next season, the S season, and they're like, shoot, we need to insert Saturn. And so we got this sort of creepy Hotaru called Miss Dream that hung out with the Dead Moon Circus and then was able to debut that way. And so there's some very interesting, they made up their own endings for things during this era, which was honestly a lot of fun because it sort of broadens the Sailor Moon canon. Next slide. Who would like to comment on that one?
Okay, so we've got, this is from, I believe that's from Gaiden, the first musical, where Anza is going up against, Moon is going up against Queen Beryl, and she just out of nowhere just whips out this giant stick of death.
And Beryl was a Takarazuka top star prior to this, and they dressed her in tinsel.
Yes.
She did come back later, which is also really cool, at the because they didn't know how Galaxia ended and they didn't find Princess Kakyu in the first Stars musical, they did another one, like they mentioned. And so then they brought Kakyu in. But to make it more interesting, they had Galaxia bring Beryl back from the dead with 2 of her generals. And so then you had some really fun queen versus queen moments in there. And you also had one of the most poignant moments, I think, is the song Onna no Ronso, which is basically Beryl's like, nobody understands. I just am totally in love with somebody who's never gonna love me back. And, Endymion. And Pluto's like, bitch. And they sing about it for a while. But it's beautiful. Next one? Oh yeah, and we have extra fun sailors. Like, we've got the Tin Koroko?
Tin Keroko, yeah.
Tin Froggy. And so they also came up with like extra animates because they didn't know who all was coming. So there's a lot of extra fun stuff.
Yeah, Cosmos was not in the Anza Era at all.
Next slide. Fumino. Let's talk about Fumino. I'll talk about Fumino then. They didn't know what to do, and so they basically that worked for bringing Beryl back. Let's do it again, except for they're going to bring back the Dead Moon Supers. It didn't work very well. So their first one was not great, but they had a really great new cast. And then they came up with something completely new, which was Legend of Kaguya Island. And this was, we're all gonna go to this island where there's all these magical gemstones. It's summer break. But oh no, there's pirates. And pirates with taco hats? That might be on the next slide, we'll find out. And then the pirates, but they're also, the pirates are actually like from another, a past era that nobody knew about that are fighting for control of the earth. But then there's also Dark Plasmin, who's fighting for control of the earth. And so it's kind of this three-way war, plus there are little kittens on the island who sing adorable islands. Yeah, we're also children. Plot twist. But there's a lot of fighting. Chibiusa has a lot of heart-to-hearts like, I hate my mom. She makes me do my homework. And these kittens are like, but I want a mom.
Well, and don't forget Endymion rolling up from the future.
Oh yeah, Endymion rolls
like
up.
Space Knight or something.
Space Knight with his great
Space
song.
Knight with his own little
justice. Yeah.
I do justice.
Anyhow, so Fumino was lovely. She was a much more mature Sailor Moon than some of the others.
I personally always felt that Fumina was cast as like a post-canon Sailor Moon, but I don't think a lot of people really appreciated that because they were used to like perky,
younger Sailor
goofy
Moon.
Usagi when she was younger, and she was like on her way to queen type of vibe.
Shall we have the next slide? Taco hat and Space Knight and the kitties in their awful onesies. But they were and there's Dark Plasmin who's dressed like a, but yeah, Hikari, who's playing Taco Hat, Roof Meadow.
Yes. I don't know if it's Roof or Roof, but we're
Roof Mellow, Loof Marrow. We're not really sure. Is the name of the pirate. But yeah, they're really fun plot, honestly. All right, so next one.
One thing real quick, the Space Knight Endymion was the original Tuxedo Kamen, well not the original, but the main Tuxedo Kamen for the entire Anza era, and he came back as Endymion.
Because he was really popular.
Space Knight. Because he was popular and probably just didn't have much else on. I think he was mainly retired by then.
Yeah.
He now says sake. Like
all right, so now someone want to talk about Kanbei Miyuki.
You got her autograph?
A friend of mine used to live in Japan, and she got Miyuki's autograph, and I made a costume for her, and she paid me with her autograph. And that is literally the most valuable thing in my collection, because unfortunately Miyuki did pass away from heart condition.
Yeah. During the fourth Sailor Moon's era, so it wasn't too long.
Yeah, during this era, but...
So it's she had some unique storylines you see in the upper corner there.
Vampires.
That's Vampire. She's a Vampiru. There's Dracula and there's werewolves, and it's just
Dracula hangs out with Professor Tomoe.
And then there's also a new Sailor Senshi. They have Sailor Estarte.
Yeah.
They just went wild. It was incredible.
Really beautiful, honestly.
Yeah.
These ones, however, are only available on VHS, which is unfortunate. Bandai didn't get around to putting them on DVD, which is a shame. But you can find fan subs, and we'll talk about that later. Next one. This is where we cry about we miss you, Miyuki. No.
She really was. She did bring the youthfulness back to Usagi from like Fumina's more mature Sailor Moon.
The actress who played Uranus from Fumina Era all the way to part of Marina's, so she was there for a long time. When she occasionally does still post on social media, she will post on Miyuki's birthday, saying like "Happy birthday, my princess" or something like that. It's very sweet.
Next one up. Okay, here's some of our fun villains. Like we've got Sailor Estarte in the corner there. We also had the Amazon Quartet. The only time they've appeared in musicals at all was with vampires. And then we have, is that Lilith of Darkness? Is that?
Yeah.
And then, yeah, okay. And note that vampire, Dracula is in fact, Tuxedo Mask Endymion returns as a vampire.
Uh-huh.
Unrelated, it's fine.
Because reasons.
Because we still love him. Next one up. Kuroki Marina. So small, so cute.
The middle picture on the bottom was when she was introduced. You can see how freaking young she is. She was a baby.
We've had Chibiusas that are older than her when she debuted.
Yeah, on stage there were Chibiusas older. And also the actress playing Uranus at that point was in her 30s, I believe. Now was around for a while.
Now is amazing though.
She's
amazing.
One of my favorites. Yeah, deserved to be around that long, but it was just really funny to have like, a 12-year-old and a 30-year-old supposed to be like going to school together.
So do we have another Mario slide? We do! And there is Prince Demand is back. We also have, they skipped the Super S plotline, I think because it was based on what was on TV at the time. So then they went straight to Stars. Yeah, and then after that, they brought back the Kagya Island again. And this time, Ruffinello did not have a taco hat, but it was still a pretty great show. And it was, I think they might have known it was going to be their last one because they really pulled out the stops with some really interesting music.
Also, the demand here was Ruth Mello and Ono Hikari. She was in many.
Bandai Mu had a lot of recurring background people. Ono Hikari, who is Demand in there, was also Ruth Mello.
She started at Hokusai.
Then was Taiki.
Star Maker.
And then was Hokusai again.
Yeah.
Then was Luth Mello. Then was Vampire in the vampire ones. And then was Demand. And then was like, I'm out.
Yeah, but Hikari is popular enough that she had her own fan club.
Yeah.
Right. I think we have an Auto Endo slide next. Let's see. We do! Auto Endo was, I think she started in the second musical and she was in literally everything. And so it's kind of fun to go back to the old ones and spot Auto.
It's a hard game. It's a really hard game.
But by the end, she was, she had major solo roles next to Luth Mello.
And she was a choreographer by then.
Yeah, she was their lead choreographer.
Went from background dancer all the way up to choreographer main cast.
Yeah, and yeah, it's clear that like she was always a good dancer, but her singing skills really, really grew over the time. So, our favorite. Well, we have lots of favorites.
Yeah.
All right. What's up next? Looks like. Oh, that's notes for me. Why don't we skip that? We're gonna sing a song, and you can join us. This is from the final Marina musical that they did. This is called Junketsu no Narcissism.
And I think they have some of the more beautiful like solo music in that last musical as well. They really did pull it off stops.
Sorry about the punky text. しみに隠れた幻想の刹那 Oh no! I mean, do you want to hear her sing it again? Alright, do it!
いつしようとああまれびとに隠した誘惑の音色美しみのWhoops. 映しみに隠れた幻想の刹那
That's right.
恋はらせの森There's also a bunch of fun English in all of these songs.
Alrighty, thank you. So now we're going to move on to the Nel Era. So, I think we might have some extra songs that we thought about having and did not.
There you go.
Alright, so Nel Mu. This was, I cried. When they announced it out of nowhere,
I was in shock. I was like, wait, what?
didn't you? Yeah.
I went to Japan. I went to Japan and I met up with Jenna. And
I had just been moving back for grad school when they announced Miss, and I was just sitting on the floor weeping. And we went, and we sat in like the fourth row, and we wept.
Well, you sat with Saki.
I did sit
ended
with
up
Saki.
sitting with my husband somewhere else, but like it was.
We wept.
I mean, I couldn't speak Japanese, but I was still like, it was amazing, incredible.
By some of the middle ones, they were giving. The first one didn't because they didn't know that people were going to come from far and wide, and we did.
I was gonna say it was the third one that
The-
they
yeah.
added because I saw the second one.
Okay.
I saw La Conquista and Petite Estrage, but I didn't go.
Okay. So by the third one, they started giving subtitle goggles, in I think at least English and Chinese. Unfortunately, those subtitles never made it onto the DVDs, but they exist somewhere. So yeah, they had a completely new cast. The inners, the first set went through the third season, and then they got new ones, but the outers kind of continued the whole way through. And they followed each of the 5 seasons, but each of them kind of introduced an interesting twist that's slightly different than what you see in the manga, and I'm not going to say much further than that. I will say the music in this era was not as strong as in the Bandai Era. There are a couple of good hits. It's they sort of dialogue through song more, whereas the Bandai Era was we're just gonna sing some poetic stuff in between our dialogue.
And a really cool thing is the Moon that was in the first 3 musicals. She came back in the last one as Cosmos.
Yeah.
So it was like a nice little.
Yeah, it was a super nice touch.
Yeah.
And I want to say.
Also, the person who played Tuxedo Kamen was through the entire thing.
Yeah.
She goes huge Takurazaka. Takarazuka.
Takarazuka, which is an really famous all-female theater troupe that's extremely polished and very sparkly. So she was retired more or less, and they brought her on, and so that was bringing in some of her fans also. They also decided in this run to do only women actors. and that has continued, including, excuse me, there's a fly. In the first run of the Super Live show, which we'll talk about in a second, not the most recent one, it was quite different. They had a kunzite along, and what I thought was really neat is that kunzite was a trans woman. Yeah, and so that was saying we love women and trans women are women, which I think is a fantastic thing to make, which you have a fun fact about trans women from Pets.
Oh, that was Bandai Era. What was,
I forget.
I
her
can't
name,
remember.
But I also don't want to dead name her.
I know, I can't remember, but there was a then identified as male actor in the Bandai Era who started off playing Pets and then was playing
A character that had mysterious gender.
and of mysterious origin.
Yeah. And
Once they did the Kaguya thing where they had three different, sorry my wig hates me today, where they had the three different groups, from then on they pretty much always had like the good guys, the bad guys, and the neutral.
Yeah.
So there was always multiple groups running around. But then after that, I believe they played.
They played Nephrite.
Yes, they played Nephrite at one point. But anyway, I later found out when I was looking up stuff, as I do, that they transitioned, or yeah, she transitioned. I can't remember what name she goes by now, but I believe she also is in politics as well.
She became one of the first trans women city councilmen of Tokyo.
Yeah.
So
It was really cool. I'm just looking up stuff and I'm like, what the
and credited Sarah Mew as a huge part of feeling comfortable coming out. So that was also
And
very
yeah,
cool.
the fans.
Yeah, and the
She
fans.
specifically mentioned the fans. It was really cool.
So
I'd forgotten about that.
Another cool thing about this was after More Eternal, the fourth musical, the entire cast came to a convention in Texas, Anime Matsuri, and they did like a little performance, which was incredible, and I got to meet most of them. And I got all of their autographs too. Sayaka the Neptune saw one of my tattoos and she was like, "Oh my god," and ran up to me. And I was like, "Can I have your picture?"
and didn't the Uranus shoe just kind of?
Oh, she ran out of the picture.
so shy.
She was very shy. Yeah. So there's a picture of me with Sayaka and she was like,
That's it. That's why I have boots.
If any of you like idols, the Uranus who was in all the musicals, she also has been in several Hello Project musicals as well.
Yeah, and also I found that she crossed over into Token Rambu
Of course.
plays. So she's everywhere. She's
Yeah.
great. Yeah, so these are a ton of fun, different cast. So let's move on. Here's some nice photos of their costumes are very slightly more understated, but only slightly. Let's head to the next one.
Also, their wigs are way better.
Yeah, they figured
Or
out
Anza.
to like put netting around Sailor Moon's pigtails so that they didn't get everywhere,
Or
which was
Anza.
quite smart.
when I watched La Reconquista, the Chibi Moon that was on stage, her pigtail fell off. And so she had this entire scene with a pigtail dangling.
Oh my god, bless her little heart.
Amazing. All right, let's head to the next one. Okay. So here's where Nel Voyage. They decided to use largely French, but some La Reconquista was.
I believe that I don't think La Reconquista, I don't think that was, but the other ones I believe are from the manga. Because Takeuchi Sensei went through a phase of like, I'm going to put French here. I know at least Un Nouveau Voyage and Petit Étranger were in
Okay.
there. I don't know about the other ones.
Okay, cool. The outers are super cool.
Really cool.
Yep. Next one. So this is when we got a new Moon and Inners cast. This is honestly my favorite of the Bandai Era. I really like. They brought in their Helios is like a narrative dancer, and so while she's not in a Pegasus suit, you get the idea. It's quite nice.
And the cool thing about this is that, like, Nahelenia was in, like, one Bandai Era musical.
Kind of.
Kind of. So, like, she gets her own, like, musical now. Like, she gets featured because, you know, in
Nahelenia
Bandai,
was
they were
basically-
like, instead of Nahelenia, they brought Beryl back, and it's like, she didn't really get to shine in Bandai Era,
Yeah.
so.
All right, on to the next one. And this is when we brought out all the stops. And what was interesting, I found that in all of these, there seemed to be some beats that echoed Bandai Mu. Like they got another opera singer to be Kakyu, and honestly, Kakyu's the reason that I studied classical singing.
Actually, the same thing.
Yeah, so thanks, Kakyu.
One thing about Le Mouvement Final is you might have seen this one because they did play it at Alamo theaters and other across the U.S. The final version of it
With subtitles.
with subtitles that also have never appeared again. Thanks, guys. But one thing that I personally can confirm, but have yet to be able to actually find it anywhere else, they played an end credits at the end of it when I saw it in the theater. And in it, it did say that Chaos was played by the person who played Chaos in Bandai Mu, Kasahara Yuji.
And so Chaos was just a random whoa.
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
background, but-
Kasahara was always doing whoa. He was another recurring actor.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I can't find it anywhere.
All right.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
But it was in the credits there, so therefore I will die on that hill.
Okay. I think we have another sing-along next. Shall we? All right, we're gonna sing I Know Starshine, which kind of became, I think it started in the second or third musical and really became the theme song of Nel Moon.
星よ力
Okay, so Nogi Zaka 46 is, Nogi Zaka itself is a neighborhood hill in Azerbaijan. And I was reading from one of the notes in the programs that perhaps Naoko Takeuchi in fact wanted them to do this musical. And it's listed really as a separate entity from the main musicals on the website. So they basically do season 1, and it's the first musical that really goes through collecting the sailors. All of the previous ones, they just sort of assume that they're already part of the same team and they know each other. And they have a wonderful puppeteer that kind of in traditional Japanese bunraku has just kind of wears standard gray and a ball cap and puppets this wonderful Luna and does the voice acting for them. And so this is also the first one since the first Gaiden, the very, very first musical, had a unfortunate catsuit, Luna and Artemis. And they just decided to cut the cats out
We don't
after
talk
that
about
point.
them. We don't talk about them. They do not have a song. They do not exist.
No.
I hate that song.
I hate that song. And so this one brought Luna back in a really positive way. And so they have done it with, like, the first run was a double cast, the second run was a double cast, and then, and it was a single cast, and then the third run was a double cast with new staging. And new costumes. But same musical. It's a lot of fun. The music is catchy. and we're gonna sing one of those for you. And this is, our inners are gonna lead this, but encourage everybody to sing along, especially with there's some English, which is Starlight, Starlight, Moonlight, Moonlight. Or, nope, backwards, Moonlight, Moonlight, Starlight, Starlight. I think you guys can handle that.
One quick note, this is the only musical that has had, I almost called her Molly, oh my god, Naru in it,
Oh, yeah,
and
Naru and
Fumino.
Yeah, and they're great. I love how they are involved. It kind of shows you like what's happening to the normals when the world is ending. Oh yes, let's see, can you hold the mic for me for a second? Okay, so moonlight is this kind of crescent moon, so you can go moonlight, moonlight. And starlight, pick your favorite 3 fingers. You can do that, you can do this, whatever's comfiest. Starlight, starlight. And then if it's neither, you can just kind of wave your hand back and forth. So let's go. We're probably gonna want to pass the microphone around. You guys want to come up close to us so we can hand you mics? Okay, project. Okay, sweet. Ready to rock?
だから守りたいの守らせてよねこの想いが届きますように今ここに恐れないで光集めあなってムーンライト満ちてはかける月たくさんの顔見せるスターライト輝くその笑顔いつまでも抱きしめたいムーンライト満ちてはかける月たくさんの顔見せるスターライト輝くその笑顔いつまでも抱きしめたい運命のあなたへ
The Super Live. Okay, so real quick, we talked about this a little bit before. They did a first run of the Super Live before the pandemic, and then it kind of took a while to come back. It was by a different director, different writer, different cast. Although Venus and came back to see and was on the UK cast, which now we bring it to now. The remake, which is they call it the Super Live, but it's thank you. It's a completely different thing. I'm not sure if Beryl's Tearing Up the Dance Floor song, she had one as an encore in the first one, and I'm not sure if it's the same, but other one. Okay, Tearing Up the Dance Floor was in both. It's Beryl, I don't know why the Dark Kingdom is a dance club now, but it's great.
Exactly, why not?
Why not? Okay, there goes my joke. Yeah, and so I recommend, it looks like the soundtrack is actually going to be released with studio recordings sometime soon.
That. I think it's coming in November.
November,
Yeah.
So real soon. Check it out.
Really
It's
exciting.
very catchy soundtrack. And then, like the original Super Live cast like occasionally went to like throw out pitches at baseball games in Tokyo, and I think they came to a parade in New York City, but we didn't really know what was going on. Thank you. Oh yeah, in DC. And so they performed in a number of places. And then this most recent one, which was really unprecedented, went on a huge cross America tour and came here, which, I don't know, makes me feel, even though I wasn't here, felt really amazing to be like, Sailor Moon musicals just acknowledged Minnesota. Yeah, you had to fly to New York to see, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, there was nothing in the southeast.
There was nothing anywhere near me either. I'm in Denver. And I was
Okay,
like,
yeah, they
fine,
really
whatever.
focused on northeast and central, and then they did one in California, which you want.
Oh yeah, I got tickets. Wait, which one?
I mean, just
Tickets, yes.
for that in California. And so then they also have this Team UK that was doing just 2 different theaters in London for a while, and now Team UK swapped out a Tux who was Aluminum Siren and Mama Queen Serenity in the Nel Mu is now Tuxedo Mask. What?
Oh, yeah.
Woohoo! Oh, right, and the Nogi Zaka 46, the first ones, Pluto went and became Tuxedo Common, and, become what you love. So they're now, the next thing for the Super Lives, they're going to China, and hopefully this will continue. So, yeah. So we're gonna sing a song that is from the Super Live, but also showed up in the later Nel Mu, which is You're My Universe, and if you remember it, please sing along. Okay, yeah. Maybe let's back up one slide real quick, because I skipped these guys. So this was a new cast that did, and the inners are Team USA for the Super Live, but they did Princess Kaguya's Lover, which was the S movie manga special. And that's where we had Luna, and Luna came back, so yay Luna! As well as 2 astronauts on the cast, that was pretty great. And then they did a 30th anniversary musical, which was somehow the Snow Queen came back as Miss Frozen. And it was just an excuse, and they had idol editions, and then the Sailors took them over, and it was an excuse to sing all of the nostalgic songs, but they were able to get the rights to some old Bandai songs, and so now some of those are in circulation again. And then for each show they brought back Bandai Era, they brought Super Live Era, they also brought, there was a really short-lived dinner theater, the Shining Moon Tokyo, that unfortunately opened at the end of 2019.
Dun dun.
One can hope it came back, but again, Venus in Team UK as well as Tux in Team UK were from that dinner theater, which is pretty great that they're back on the road again. So let's now sing from both these and the Super Live, You're My Universe. We worked hard on that, thank you. What do we have next? Okay, so where to find your musicals. So if you want to buy legally, some of them are, I encourage you to do so, please. So yeah, go ahead and take these pictures. Also, I will try and get this online and post it on my Instagram, Song of Amazon. We'll have a slide on that too, so if you want to track me down, and I will get that to you. So we have a number of places, like honestly, Amazon.com. You can use things like Zen Market to be a proxy buyer for you, and they have a little bit of a fee, but it's not too hefty, and so they can get things and then send them to you. Although current tariffs are, we'll figure that out. But you can often get even some of the old, like even Anza box sets and things. The current Nelke runs are often still available, as well as the Nogi Zaka 46. For fan subs, the main fan subs are Sea of Serenity and Miss Dream. There's also, you'll find some on YouTube if you look around for, especially songs, people will subtitle them or translate them. So if you just type in the short term for Sailor Moon musicals, Seira Musicaru is Seramyu. So SERAMYU. So that's the keyword that many of them are under. So go check it out. They're a lot of fun. What do we got next?
Oh, also, they did release, I think it's still up, they did release a digital single of You're My Universe when Kaguya Hime no Koibito came out. And I think, yeah, it has a short, it has Moonlight Densetsu on it too. It's just a little digital single.
You might also find the old Super Live released the music, but it was only the backing tracks. So there's no singing in it. But if you want some, I don't know, good jazzercise music to Sailor Moon, it's fun.
Jazzercise.
Can I have a time check? I don't have a watch on me.
7 minutes.
7 minutes. Okay. All right. So, okay. We have a couple songs, but they're saying we should just skip to Lost Soldier and then do some questions. All right. Let's do Lost Soldier. Lost Soldier was at the end of every single Bandai Era musical, so it feels only appropriate that we end with that. Although I really wanted to.
Back for this live and hearing them sing Lost Soldier and like watching it on stage, just like it made me cry so hard.
Yeah, I cried.
Do they still do the same dance?
No, it's different.
I mean, there are some nods to it, but yeah.
But what about the...
Anyway, let's do. All right.
I once did that back.
Join us with La Soldier. This song was actually, with the musical cast, was a battle song in, was it R? Or
Yes, you might hear it from the anime.
it was in the anime. But it's also really a musical theme song also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, real quick, all of the music from Bandai Era was written by one woman, Kosaka Akiko.
And she's brilliant.
She's brilliant. She also wrote a couple songs from, I think, Moon Revenge?
Yeah.
She wrote a bunch from Feeling Encrypted.
La
Yeah,
Moon.
most of the themes from Sailor and Crystal.
There's a fly. Oh, it's sparkling. Okay, let's roll La Soldier. All right. Anybody dance this with me? All right. Do we have time for one more song? 3 minutes? All right, let's do it. Eternal Cycle. Let's do it. We would like to sing this one for you. As our hope for the world and also for this convention that it will return again as anew. And I need to turn this page. Yeah, there it is.
始まりのために空が暗さを与えたとしてもひるまないあの星と下で命燃やすと決めたの
ため息のたびに人がうつむいて困ったとしてもこれまでの私たちもいつまでも愛してほしいのsocial media signs in case anybody wants to track us down and ask more questions. Yay, thank you so much for coming. Quick thank yous. Thank you for Prissy for transcribing so much music for us. Thank you so much to this whole team for learning it all. Thank you so much to Greg for running our slides. Thank you so much to Mom for helping with our costumes. Thanks, Mom. Thank you so much to Dad for printing us these nice books. So yeah, thank you everybody for coming here. We'd love to share more love of ceremony with us, so please come on down. Say hi, we'll be around. Love you guys. Also, she's going to be in a cool panel real soon and has panel stickers. But Hoshi has panel stickers for people who came to this panel, so come get some. Follow Hoshi to what room? Cosplay room to learn about cosplay with Spoonies. Show pictures? Okay, let's do some pictures. Everybody get up and cozy.